What's going on? Hello, everybody. Lots of stuff happened today. Maybe lots of stuff happened this week so far within Paintball. Some of you guys probably know that. Some of you guys could probably tell by the title of this, maybe. Yep. There are a few new paintball guns, and we're just going to jump right into this. We're just going to head on over to the title of this video, the Die DLS. I always want to say the Die DSL, but I'm not going to do it. The Die DLS. Okay, so let me switch over to this. Let's hope it doesn't look crazy. I don't know what's going to happen there. Okay, so this is, let me open up my notes as well. Die's newest paintball gun, the Die DLS. Actually, I can close that right now. The Die DLS. So the DLS is going to start at $1,700 for the base colors, which are going to start coming up here. That right there is the Ironman PGA version. Those versions, that Ironman one and any of the cool like colored ones, are going to sell for $1,800, right? Or no, $1,900. I'm sorry, $1,895. And those base colors like that red one are going to be $1,700, $1,695. So what is this thing? This, what you could say, is the follow-up to the Die M3 Plus, M3S. I always get the S and the plus confused. Either way, it's going to be the follow-up to that gun. And I don't know, I kind of see this as a combination of two things. So inside of there, we are going to get a brand new bolt system. It's going to come with that thing right there, the new Paragon core. That Paragon core was actually designed by a company, Lurker Paintball. I did a review on their barrels. They've made in the past a lot of shocker upgrades years and years ago. But they actually created a paintball gun in 2015, a prototype called the Paragon that featured that bolt system. The Paragon, though, I think ran on 3 AA's. Now I'm just remembering 3 AA's. But the new Die gun, that Die DLS, this thing right here is going to come with that Paragon core. And it's really how I kind of see that, right, is one of the M3S's really just kind of updated to use that new core, that new bolt system, that Paragon core. We're going to put that over there. So it's still going to kind of have all those similar Die things, right? It's going to have very similar feed neck. It's still going to come with the Die ULS barrel. We can wait for like a picture of the gun to come around. So it's still going to have like a lot of the similar Die features that we're going to see. But this bolt system is completely new. I paused it right there. I don't know why I paused it right there. So it's still going to kind of be a Die gun. So it's still going to have that ultralight frame. The higher end ones, those PGA ones, are actually going to come with the carbon fiber barrel, which is kind of cool. I really want it to like stop on the gun. So still going to come with that 4th gen eye-pipe, the eye-pipe system that they've been using for a while. That's the exact same regulator as the M3S. Ooh, I like those multi-tools quite a bit. So it's kind of just an M3S with a new core, that Paragon core. And I don't really know a lot about that bolt system. We've talked about this in the past. I don't know all the little intricate details to, I'd say, differentiate how this bolt is massively different from, say, that M3S bolt. I'm very interested, though. It's kind of cool. Still has that big, huge OLED screen on the side, which, you know, is good. It definitely makes it way easier to see than a lot of other guns. That pops, or that slap on off. One of the things I really liked is it does kind of look good. So let's go back. Let's go back to the pictures. I really like it though. I like how like that trigger guard is kind of like, you know, kind of sharp and kind of squared off. It's not as like roundy. So I'm interested. We're gonna find out. I mean, this thing's, you know, I think selling now. I think you can buy them now. I didn't buy it because, you know, thing went on sale yesterday, but hopefully we'll have one soon. What did I actually put in here? So Dye says that the Paragon core features a dwell independent valve and bolt cycle. I see. I don't really know what that means. The Paragon core boasts incredible efficiency and minimal points of failure to ensure a maximum reliability. Cool. That's kind of like the technical bit about it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure why or how it's going to be, you know, necessarily better than the other ones. Nick Sloviak is here in the chat room. He is saying something about, he says, iPipe iCovers. Oh, I get what you're saying. You're saying that the iPipe is better than iCovers? I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe nowadays, I mean, I would argue that in the past, but now we don't ever break paint, so it's kind of like, I don't know. Kind of don't ever need to clean the inside of guns. Yeah, so the Dye DLS, I'm interested. I think that it's good, right? I think that over these past, like, really, we'll say 10 years, Planet Eclipse has been so dominant that there's not a lot of other competition out there for them, right? I mean, we do have Dye and MacDev and, you know, there's Luxes, but for the most part, I mean, Planet Eclipse are dominating the high-end gun sales and that mid-range sale. So I like how Dye is, we'll say, partnering or kind of teaming up with Lurker to, I don't know, maybe get more insights into making paintball guns. I mean, getting outside knowledge and, you know, just talking to new people. I mean, I couldn't imagine it's bad. Greg, basically an M4. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of one of the things that I wish they maybe would have done better. I'm gonna drink some water. Is I think with, like, say I can make this a little, like, we're not gonna try. Yeah, I think one of the things that would have been kind of nice is, we'll say, with a gun that we've seen maybe so much change, like a whole new bolt system. I kind of want to like to see, like, it just look different, right? Because, you know, if you know, cross your eyes a little bit or it's a little bit blurry, it just looks like, you know, a lot of the other Dye guns that have come out. Which, you know, you could, you know, say the same thing about all the Planet Eclipse guns and definitely all the Luxes. But I don't know, I just kind of like to see something more, I don't know, unique, I guess. I mean, I said the exact same thing I think about the CS3 that we were talking about last week. You know, the CS3, this right here, oh, I hope this works. These might not work. I deleted the pictures maybe. Yep, it doesn't look to work. But the CS3, it didn't change much either. You know, it still kind of looks like that classic style Planet Eclipse gun, so I don't know. It's not like they changed their thing that much either. And they have a whole new bolt system too. Yeah, the Dye DLS. I don't know, I can't really answer, we'll say, a lot of questions about this thing, but if somebody's got, like, you know, questions, I'm gonna look at the chat room and kind of let this video run. It's a little bit more interesting. Only 500 DLS are being made. There's no way that's true. I mean, maybe, I don't know. That would be weird to me, but sure. Kevin R, every other marker, the bolt actuation is reliant on the valve operating, but the Paragon relies on the bolt to open the valve. Okay, so the bolt actuation. The bolt actuation. You ever say a word a couple times and you're like, am I saying that right? The bolt actuation. The bolt actuation is reliant on valve operating, but the Paragon relies on the bolt. So, oh, you replied already. It's not just a whole new bolt, it's literally a new bolt. What do you mean? I don't know. The bolt pulls the valve forward to open the valve. Yes. I also wondered, I don't know what Valve or like Dwell Independent means. So can we like totally like not use Dwell anymore or something like that? Yeah. Well, the Die DLS, I like the thing. I always like competition, and I like how they've, kind of teamed up with Lurker. I think that's cool. What else do we got? It's dependent from Dwell. I'd assume so, yeah. Okay, what else can we talk about? We have like, there's a bunch of stuff that's happening. World Cup, World Cup's coming up here. I don't know if anyone's paid super close attention, but the National X-Ball League, World Cup's happening this weekend, the largest paintball event of the year, and they completely closed the airport last night and yesterday, so they're not letting anybody into Orlando at all. I think they're supposed to open that airport again up. They're supposed to open the airport again. I'd assume most of the teams are there. Unfortunately, though, World Cup's typically a 4-day event because they have, 10-man and 7-man, and people are coming from all over the world. They're doing the WNXL. They have, more pro teams than they've ever had before. They're doing 20 professional teams. So there's a tropical storm. So they typically will do that tournament 4 days, and they're cutting today completely off. And apparently they're going to try to cram a bunch of games in tomorrow and then cram a bunch of games in the next day. I know the NXL has been like hustling a lot, and they're apparently, it looks like, doing a good job. Someone from the outside just kind of like, watching, it looks like they're, doing a good job. They're at least doing their best. It's hard for them to kind of like, predict storms, and I've never heard of an airport preemptively shutting down either. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, for us, if you're not going to the tournament and if you're not playing in the tournament, it really doesn't affect me, I'll still be able to watch all the pro games. So pro's going to still start Friday, and they're going to, play that Champions Cup where we have those five outside teams that are going to play, some European teams and stuff. So it's kind of interesting. We'll see if the field's left, though. They're supposed to get like crazy weather, so yeah. Yeah, Florida too. It's always so hit or miss, right? It could be great this time of year and it's like 70 degrees and perfect weather, or, there's a goddamn hurricane. Hit or miss. So World Cup, it's crazy. I don't know. We're going to find out what happens. Someone said something. There's going to be another Freak XL. Yeah, kind of. So just today, I think like 6 hours ago or something like that, I got or saw an email that there are new Freak XL barrels. So GOG are going to release new Freak XL backs. Those right there are barrel backs. A Freak XL back, new Freak tips, a new Freak Junior, and then what else? I forget what else. Did I write it down? Look at the Freak Junior. That Freak Junior has like a rubber back. It's kind of crazy. Did I write this stuff down? I know there's 4 new things. Okay, there we go. So there's new fronts. So there's a new 14-inch and a new 16-inch front that are spiral and straight port. And there's also a new 15-inch tip that's going to be spiral port, as well as new barrel backs. Yeah. And they're just different designs, so it's not going to be any different. It'll still take the exact same Freak XL inserts. So any of you guys that have, Freak barrels now, I presume that all of these parts will be interchangeable. I think so. So you should be able to put those barrel backs and those barrel tips with old parts and all kinds of stuff. Let's go back to that. I think that, hold on real quick. I think that, Yeah, so there's that 15-inch tip you can see right in the middle there. I actually really like that 15-inch size. I think it's pretty cool. I used to use a 15-inch barrel back in the day, and I was kind of a fan of the thing. These are not going to be any more expensive either, so I believe that barrel tips are still going to be $50, and barrel fronts will be $50 and backs will be $60. I believe I have that right. And the prices, yeah, were the same as the old versions. What are people talking about? Another aluminum tube. I'm with you, Greg. But these, I don't know. They're just kind of an update, at least. They're not like saying they're better. They just look a little different. And I really actually do kind of like how they made that 15. Those are cool. So this is the new Freak Junior. And if you look at this thing, it actually has kind of rubber in the place that the Planet Eclipse barrels do on the barrel back. Yes, it does. I looked at that multiple times and I'm like, is that the new high-end one? I'm like, nope. So one thing I noticed is this is going to be their cheaper barrel. So GOG, this is GOG's cheap barrel. So yeah, what I noticed is that they're saying that the plastic or the rubber pieces on that barrel back are cheaper. So they're placing that this rubber barrel is going to have a lower end price, making their solid aluminum barrels higher end. So it's interesting. Kind of like Kevin was like, it looks like the Shift 2. It does kind of look like the Shift 2, actually. It looks very much like the Shift 2, doesn't it? Yeah, but so what GOG is saying is that the rubber barrels are cheaper. So in a way, they're saying that that MacDev barrel and the Planet Eclipse barrels and, I don't know, the HK Army laser barrels are cheaper because they have that rubber on there. And the GOG barrels, like this all aluminum stuff, is going to be nicer and like more premium. That's what I assume. I noticed that. I was like, interesting. But I kind of like that one more. I kind of like it more. A new Freak barrel. So this is kind of new. This thing's been popping around the internet for a while. This is HK Army's Sonic. I kind of thought that I had this in a slideshow. I do not. The HK Army Sonic is right there. And hold on a second. This thing just vibrated. That's weird. The HK Army Sonic. So the Sonic's going to place itself kind of, we'll say, in a middle price that we don't really have anymore. We'll say for a very long time, from probably like 2007 to like 2022. 2020. I'm like, that's not right. So for, 10, 15 years, the Halo 2 was the go-to mid-range hopper. And because of costs and whatever, they kind of got rid of the thing, and for good reason. It's big and bulky. So this will kind of be in that price at, I believe they're going to sell for $90. It's going to be quick. You can quick unlatch it and all kinds of stuff. I actually found this. I have actually like copy from HK. The HK Army Sonic Loader is the next step in paintball technology. This is written from HK, I believe. The Sonic Loader lives up to its name, feeding paintballs fast and consistent to your marker to take advantage of all high rates of fire. The Sonic is not only quick, but incredibly lightweight, at under a pound with batteries. So it's nylon. Yeah, we all know it's nylon. You can take it apart and it runs on a single 9-volt, which is cool. So I think that a lot of people in like paintball stores will just find this thing useful, right? It fits at a price that a lot of stores probably want. When you're buying, say, an Empire Mini, or you're buying an Axe, you're buying one of those kind of mid-priced guns, putting a $300 hopper on it. It's kind of crazy. So I like these, like, $100-ish hoppers. And it also is coming with, you can see on there, that HK Army Evo Pro speed feed. So those speed feeds are the same speed feeds that are made for all of the Virtue 3, Virtue 4, Virtue Spire 3, Spire 4s, and maybe the Spire 5 soon, as well as the Bunker King hoppers. So it's kind of cool. They're making kind of maybe a universal speed feed style. I like this thing. I'm very, we'll say, happy to see HK kind of making, you know, a budget paintball hopper. And also, Old Soul, Nate, I see you guys in there. What's up, dogs? Connor, I hate how it, like, you said shitty and it made your comment not there. YouTube's very, I don't know, the chat moderation is very aggressive. I can probably change that. There's another new hopper that kind of came out today that, like, I saw the email on, like, or GI uploaded this video 4 hours ago, so I don't know anything about this. So we're gonna watch this in together. This is the Triad. The Triad, the JT Triad, which is, you know, I think an odd name. First, we'll start by this being odd, right? If we go JT Triad, if we just type that in there, and we just go to images, the real problem that comes up is there's already, like, paintball stuff called Triad. So it's a little bit confusing, but it's okay. The Triad. So I do know these are $150. I do know that much. I found that out. It looks small. It definitely looks low profile silhouette and slim width. That's cool. It really reminds me kind of like of the Primo, the Proto Primo. Corey! Thank you so much for that, sir. I appreciate Super Chats, you guys. Super Chats are like, the whole entire video, that last video, I got demonetized, so I don't even make money when I do these videos anymore. Hopefully, will I be at the Capital Edge anniversary? I don't entirely know yet. I would like to be, but I can't tell you for sure. It's probably like 80% likely I'll be there. So we'll say, yeah, I'll be there. We'll say to your comment, I'll be there, but I'm not putting it on writing, and I'm not, you know. Probably, though. Okay, sorry. This thing. It's definitely low profile. Dual lid design. Yeah, so they're taking that same design that it looks like they did use on the level, where they kind of have a speed feed and a lid kind of taking place. So if you want to use the lid, you just kind of put the lid and cover up the speed feed. It's okay. Nate! I appreciate you, sir. Why demonetized? We can talk about it, Dave, if you want. Let's finish this. Well, let's talk about this thing. Dual lid designs. So I don't know. I like this. It's kind of cool how the lids are kind of, you know, you likely get a speed feed when you buy the thing and it's kind of built in, but I think that most people aren't going to use the lid at all. That's kind of why it just comes with this little cheap thing, so that it, you know, it can come with a lid or a rain cover or something like that. Let's read this. I want to see. Split-proof floor. The self-contained electronics and drive system are immune to cracked and leaking paintballs. Spring ramp. It's got a spring ramp. That's interesting. So it's got a spring ramp just like the die rotor. It's going to be in the... No. The Virtue Spire. I don't know why I had the trays mixed up for a second there. Wacky. So it's interesting. It looks like it's using that same kind of drive cone or drive system that we saw in the Halo, or maybe like the Magna. It's a little bit maybe more like the Magna. So I would assume, you know, inside a lot of the hoppers recently, we've seen like this gray piece, like those paddles and stuff, be soft rubber, you know, like the Virtue hoppers or whatever. So I assume that this will be all hard plastic, which shouldn't really matter. I bet this thing feeds pretty quickly though. I would assume. I don't know, maybe not. It is sound activated and it has eyes. Which, I don't know, is good, I guess. Redundancy is good, right? Okay, feed rate. 15 balls a second. Well, maybe not. We don't have to feed that fast. 15 balls a second is not that fast. Although it doesn't really matter, you know? I mean, most people are shooting 10 balls a second. Most people don't shoot 15. Magnetic clutch. So it is using the same style cone or drive system that was on the old HK Army, no, I'm sorry, the Empire Magna. It has like this magnetic clutch system. I don't know, it worked fine. I think that, you know, slowing this down to feed 15, it'll probably work well. What's that yellow thing? There's a lot of weird stabilization going on in that image. Simple to use, lightweight, sophisticated programming. Huh. Yeah, so this is going to be that $150, maybe more priced to compete with the Rotor LTR or like the Spire IR, those kind of middle priced hoppers. So it's nearly double the price of the new HK hopper. But probably, you know, maybe a little bit more robust, maybe a little more resilient, and probably will feed quicker and is probably made a little bit better. But that's going to be the JT Triad. 150 bucks. I like it. I mean, we've gone through like this weird spell where we've not had a lot of other loaders, other than like Virtue and Bunker King products. It looks really small and like sleek. It looks cool. Hello, Thomas. Yeah. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys seeing in here? We'll let this video play itself out. We'll move the mouse over here. I'd trade my Spire for maybe, Cody says. Corey said yee. I'd like the thinner hopper. My R2 is such a wide boy. Yeah, I was thinking about that looking at these, you know. What's funny is when we're playing paintball, where's the guy like shooting with this, right? Is that, you know, when you're shooting, really, I mean, you could have the thing be as long as you want almost, right? That's kind of when you look at this thing, it does look a little bit like longer than normal hoppers, but maybe like squished. You know, it definitely looks a little like smashed, but it's difficult to see like, you know, a good side profile next to another hopper you kind of need, you know, to see if it's wide, but it doesn't look, I mean, it definitely doesn't look like it. Yeah, it definitely looks narrow. I mean, it definitely looks narrow from those like, they're so quick. The clips are so quick. Gosh. Yeah, it doesn't look wide. But then again, I mean, you know, I'm going to see it in person. Who knows? Seems a bit closer form factor to the Control. Yeah, for sure. Like, I have one of those around here somewhere. That. The Control. We'll see if I can, like, do this. Do you have, like, a good side portrait view of the thing? For sure. For sure. But why did I... I'm like, flipped in this view. Yeah. And definitely the Control is... Maybe it's a little longer and like a little bit less narrow. I don't know. It looks cheap. Maybe. It probably didn't cost $11 to manufacture, Alex. I mean, at this point, you know, shipping's more than that on some of this stuff. Because I bet that these things are air shipped. So I bet on the first shipment of these, they're air shipped. So I'll bet shipping's even more than $11. I'll bet it costs. I mean, really, it probably costs like. I mean, you're right when you say it's cheap. You're right. I mean, it's probably like. Probably in the 30s. Jordan, you got it. It's probably in the $30, 30-ish, $40 to make. Yeah. Somewhere in there. One of the things that, you know, with Paintball is that we just don't really make enough stuff. You know, they're not really making like hundreds of millions of these hoppers. You know, they're making tens of thousands maybe to start. Anyway, stuff is cheap. It's cheap to get made. But shipping's gotten so crazy and weird. Everything's gotten so weird in these last couple of years. It's kind of hard to like. $30 with shipping? Yeah. It's okay though. I mean, yeah. You know, I sell headbands and stuff, you know. I didn't pay like $7 for these. I gotta make money, you know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like I thought of like getting a teardrop tattoo. I'm gonna get a teardrop tattoo for every kill I get at the paintball field. So by the end of the month, I'm gonna have like at least a single teardrop. Seems like a lot of companies have gone out of business the last decade or two. Yeah, I mean, decade or two, sure. I mean, paintball is only 30 years old, so it's not like, you know, it's not too old. Okay, what else we got in here? What else do I have to talk about? There's some other things that happened, right? Some other things have happened. What else has happened? We talked about the new Freak. We talked about the Triad. We talked about the Sonic. There is some other stuff, but I'm not really like, you know, I'm not fully prepared to talk about it yet. Because some of the stuff, like, you know, they don't want us to talk about. There's definitely probably a new Spire coming out. There's new HK stuff. I think that we've seen some of that stuff. We've seen that HK Army GX harness that looks actually really cool. We've seen all kinds of stuff. HK Army's releasing. People say, buy Paintball Ruin My Life merch. Let's do that then. Since I made this cool banner and everything. Yeah, so one of the ways that, you know, I make money is selling Paintball Ruin My Life merchandise. And like I said earlier, the entire CS3 livestream video, YouTube demonetized, which kind of sucks. You know, live streams, they don't make a ton of money. They're not getting like huge amount of views, but I don't know, it just kind of sucks, you know? So buying Paintball Ruined My Life merch, like these headbands, I talked about this one last time. That's probably still the most popular one. That's an all over print. You can kind of see that they are all denim right there. These things are $30. That's a pretty good price, and they ship for free. Alex likes that price. You can find headbands on there. There's a whole bunch of different barrel covers. There's some hats, even some t-shirts. And it's directly going to me, you know. Paintball Ruined My Life merch you can find at paintballruinedmylife.shop. Thanks, guys. I feel that I need to be better at self-promoting myself. And like, I don't know. Some people ordered some headbands this week, which, you know, happens. But I shipped to someone in Malaysia bought some headbands, a very small town in Malaysia. And I was like, what? That was kind of cool. I was like, neat. Okay. We'll take that away. Actually, no, we're just going to leave that there. It's gonna be, let's leave it right there. That's its new home. No, we'll put it there. Anyway, how much was shipping to Malaysia? That's a good question. I like a weird mark. I don't know. I think it's like $14. It's like $14 or $15 to ship. I think 3 headbands. Nate, where are you? Question. You do international shipping? Yes, I do. All international shipping, flat rate of $9.99, unless you buy, you know, weird. Hearing weird noises outside. Yeah, all international shipping, $9.99. You betcha. Okay, what else we got here? I don't know. I had like all these things planned. We kind of blazed through them real quick. Well, like 45 minutes. That's not too bad. Nate's in Maine. Nate Hanneman. Nate is a guy. Nate has helped make videos. I've said that before. I don't know. Thanks, Nate. I'm in Maine. Maine's cool. What's the weather like in Maine? You just left LL Bean. That's cool. I remember getting like all kinds. I've been so long since I've had LL Bean clothing, but I remember like in the 90s. I mean, everyone had LL Bean clothing, right? Eric, Geo 5 coming soon. I don't know. You know, I've heard. You know, I don't know. Planet Eclipse stuff. I've been under the impression that there are 3 new. Kevin, it's chilly in South Korea. I imagine it's chilly. It's chilly here in California. It was like Sacramento was like 65 today. It's a real problem. Planet Eclipse. I was under the impression Maine 50s or so, too cold. Yeah, I was under the impression, and I still kind of think that we will see 3 new Planet Eclipse products this year. You know, I've been told they're guns by people that don't work for Planet Eclipse, or, you know, aren't like super tight with Planet Eclipse, but people that might know. I don't know, I'm trying to not give people away too. So we definitely saw one. We saw the CS3, but I do not think we'll see guns. I don't think you're going to see a Geo 5. We might see a 180R. I think it's possible that Planet Eclipse shows something, and maybe, I don't know. But I really do think that if Planet Eclipse was going to release a 180R, they would have probably done it already. I think that they'd have done it already. You know, I think that when they released the CS3, they probably would have dropped the 180R maybe at the same time. I can't see them waiting until the end of the week. I mean, they'd have to release it very soon. I mean, it can't be much longer because of Christmas, you know, and people got to buy stuff for Christmas. So they're not going to release it like December 15th or anything crazy. They might hold out until spring. You know, paintball in the springtime, you know, is kind of big, so they might release it in March or something like that. I don't know. But I kind of do think that we'd see a 180R. I mean, I kind of do think that's probably the next gun we'll see. 3 new products by the end of 2022. That's kind of what I thought, but like, I don't know. I do not know. Swore. I'm gonna try. I don't even know if that's real. Schwarzenegger. They said they will be releasing a Waffle Force. I heard like something about that. I know that like we'll probably be disappointed though. I mean, you know, everyone wants like, I'm not gonna pull them up. Everyone wants like crazy waffle. Actually, I don't know. That's not necessarily true. I say we'll be disappointed, but probably not. I couldn't see Field 1 releasing something that was that lame. I mean, they've done a really good job with their guns and all kinds of stuff. So I'd hope so. I mean, that would be kind of cool. I mean, I'm all for Dynasty and Field 1, so I'm all about it. IV Core 2 something. I don't know what the purpose of the Geo5 would be unless they drop the IV Core 2 or something. Yeah, that's kind of why I don't see it. I'm like, I don't know. That's why I'm like, I'm not buying it. I think that the 180R, I could see that 180R makes total sense. Cornice G1, that's very true. You just said ETHA 3, LV2, CS3, all 22 releases. I know, but like, we'll say I thought that we would, I was still kind of think that we'll see 3 things. Counting the CS3. You're very right about that. I mean, but I kind of felt this, I've kind of like, I don't know, felt that way after some of those guns were released, after the LV2 was released. I kind of still felt that there would be 3 things. But I don't know. An aluminum ETHA 3? That's kind of what the 180R would be. You know, Planet Eclipse have historically done that, right? The ETHA 2, and then the 170R, you know, the 160R. Both of those R versions, those 160s and 170s, kind of were just aluminum versions of the ETHA 2. So that's kind of all that, like, you know, that 180R would just kind of just be an aluminum version of the ETHA 3. So that's probably what it will be. You know, they probably wouldn't. There's also someone was saying like this would be a pro version or something, right? I don't know. It'd just be weird. Anyway, what are we yammering about Geo4s for? I don't know. I don't know what to talk to you guys about. I've completely ran out of topics. See, Joe's comment was removed, and then I had to make it available because he said ass. So I had to fix the comments in here. Yeah. I'd be happy with the ETHA 3. It just had an aluminum trigger that was magnetic and didn't feel like garbage. Smashed ass. Big, felt like a bag of smashed ass. I like that. I think it doesn't feel bad. I actually didn't mind it, you know? Yeah, I mean, I hear you. It doesn't feel like crisp and like smooth, for sure, but it's not supposed to, you know? That's the whole point, right? I mean, from Planet Eclipse's, you know, point, they're like, well, that's why we made the better one. You know, they're like, if you want the nicer trigger, then you gotta buy the better gun. I'm with you. I actually like the ETHA 3 trigger. I played with the ETHA 3 for like 3 or 4 weekends, and I really liked it. But I hear you. I mean, it could be better, for sure. You could get aftermarket triggers. Sean, we talked about it. Go back like 20 minutes, I think. I do think the E-Tech 5 is underrated. I really liked my E-Tech 5. There's actually probably some pictures of me playing paintball. Let's see. Let's find some pictures of me playing paintball with my ETHA. Paintball. My E-Tech 5. Yeah, I really was not a fan of any of the E-Techs. Really didn't kind of like the E-Tech 4. Oh gosh, this is not gonna happen. This is insano. Factory time. What am I doing? I like search paintball. Oh, look at that. I found him. Yeah, I really wasn't ever a big fan of those guns. Mainly because they kind of just made like a cheap poppet, not cheap, we'll say an inexpensive poppet valve gun, and they were always really just kind of loud. Let's see if I can just, oh my gosh, that's not gonna work, is it? I don't know why I'm doing this. 'Cause we're doing it. That's why. Okay, there we go. Finally. That's me playing paintball with my, you can see me right there, playing with the E-Tech 5. I'm a big fan of the things. They shot wildly different than the E-Tech 4. It was really easy on paint. They were air efficient. Ergonomics were great. I loved the thing. I think that if they, you know, I think that's one of the reasons people kind of want to see an E-Tech 6 is because E-Tech 6. Yeah, because, you know, people really, really liked these E-Tech 5s. So maybe updating it to be a little bit more modern, maybe take a little bit of those LV2 features and pop it onto that thing. It would be kind of cool, and I'd really, really like it. I'm on board. Big fan. Big mega fan of the E-Tech 5. So I liked it, and I would love to see an E-Tech 6. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Connor said the E-Tech 6 equals LV1. Probably. I don't know. I don't think they need to even use the lever valve, honestly. I mean, that E-Tech 5 shot just as good as an LV1. I mean, no joke. No, like, really, it did. It was very odd. It didn't really make any sense. But it shot very well. And I honestly think they could just, like, make it a little more modern. And people would really like it, I think. I think that it'd probably do pretty good. Mainly because there's not a lot of options. You know, you got spool valve guns. So, you know, putting something, you know, $600, $700 that's got one of the, you know, old school popping style valves would be kind of cool. Maybe. Possible. Do you have any sci-fi flurry boards in your guns? Me? I don't own a paintball gun that could accept any of those, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. I don't really want to own anything. Tyler, E-Tech 6 would be awesome. LV2 integrals. I don't even know what that means. With a glass reinforced body frame. Oh, you probably meant internals, and it just like corrected it. I was like, integrals. Okay. Yeah, I just don't think that they would. I don't think they'd do the lever valve. I mean, one of the problems with the lever valve is it's just a lot of complication in there, and I don't know how doing that with like the glass reinforced nylon body would work. They'd probably have to have some sort of like sleeve thing inside there. I don't know. It just would be complicated and maybe big right there. And honestly, that other gun, the E-Tech 5, shot really, really good. Like really, really good. Yeah. E-Tech 5 is literally an LV1 plus milling. Sort of though. It's just, I mean, it shoots like them. It shoots the same for sure. Nova N3 released Monday. I don't know, man. I forget about that. It wasn't even Monday. It was like a month ago when they were showing that, right? They showed that so long ago. The Nova. I don't know. I mean, I think it's insane. Like, that's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's weird to me. Like, just listen to this. Does it seem like a good idea to, like, I don't know, any technology to, like, re-release something that's 30 years old that just wasn't good in the first place? It's like the Nova wasn't popular, and, like, it's really old, and it's bulky, and, like, they're just kind of weird. So, like, I don't really quite understand. I don't know. No one's gonna buy them. I mean, the reason that I'm not talking about it is because no one cares. I mean, no one even knows what they are. It looks wacky. I mean, really? I don't know. It's just odd. Also, don't buy a Nova, you know? I don't know. That's my take on the Nova. Well, what else are we doing here? Woof, man. Mauricio, I think that's what that is. Whoop, went away. Die should make a mid-range marker. They do. The Die DSR. I mean, it's like, you know, $1,000-ish dollars, but it's still mid-range. I mean, you know, Die just released a gun that starts at $1,700, and they, you know, sell a $1,900 version of it. So they kind of do at that $1,000 price. I think that Die's always been an odd company, right? Die was, since they came out, were always, you know, a premium brand. Everything was a little bit more expensive. You know, the masks were a little bit more expensive, their pants, and everything was just a little bit more expensive. So they kind of always had stuff that was a little bit more expensive. So it was always kind of odd when they started releasing some of these lower end guns. I don't know. I don't think that Die should release anything cheaper than $1,000. I think Die staying in that like $1,000 in that high-end price is probably better for them and is easier. So making some of these inexpensive guns, they have problems, right? And you have to be able to do a good job, I think you have to be able to support them. And Die's honestly never done that good a job supporting their lower end products. So I think that them staying with high end or in that like higher mid-range price probably fits their brand, it fits their style company, and all kinds of stuff better. Yeah. So I like those inexpensive guns. I mean, I think that, you know, those Planet Eclipse guns that are $500, see, do they even make the CZR anymore? I don't even know. They definitely made. I mean, they made the Rise and the CZR, but they even make that anymore? I don't even know if you can buy it anymore. I honestly don't even know. It's so like out of my like wheelhouse, like my thought process. Let's find out. We got all kinds of stuff going on. The Die CZR, do they even sell it anymore? I don't even know. The Die Rise, they had like a shortage for like a year and a half. It was crazy. There was a mega shortage. Well, they've got them in stock places, but it still has that. I mean, yeah, they're selling them, but they still have that, like, you know, still has that Die problem. But they've never done a good job supporting them. But they're not any good anyway. The CZR was not a very good gun, but it should be under their other name. When they had the Proto Rail, it was under their cheaper name. I think that, I don't know, I just think that Die should be high end. Did I have a light Die? I sound like a weird flash somewhere. Yeah. The CZR. Well, that's good they're selling it. I mean, it's better to them, you know, maybe have stuff to sell, but I don't like it. I think that the Mini is like $100 more, and anyway, still waiting on a G7R. Yeah, I know, me too. We all are. Scratching my legs like a dog. The 6 is pretty ass. I like the 6. I think that the 6 is, it's a weird, the Empire 6 is a weird paintball gun. Let's pull up like Empire 6. Empire 6. Do they have like a whatever? Here's my video of the Empire 6. Let's like fast forward this whole thing. Some of these videos, like these old videos, I didn't put a lot of B-roll in. Sometimes I go back and watch them, how much I'm just talking at the camera. This is the Empire 6. Yeah, these guns were not very popular. Still not very popular. I really like them though. I was a fan of this crazy ass foregrip. Really liked it. I don't know why. I just felt kind of cool in my hands and kind of like it. I think that the bolt system that Empire used on the Axe and, you know, the Mini, whatever the heck they're calling it, I don't know. It's really good. I mean, it's low pressure, they're easy on paint, it's reliable, it's a lot of stuff. And I like them. But yeah, it's a little weird. And I think it's kind of overpriced. You know, I don't want to pay like whatever it was, $700 or something for a gun that's going to have little plastic bits like this. That's a little odd. I didn't really like it. So it's interesting. I'd kind of like to own one. So if anyone, you know, wants to give me one, I'd love to use one. But I don't really want to I never wanted to pay for one. Always really liked the Axe though. Some of these videos, I don't know what's the deal. I like just didn't put a B-roll in some of them. I don't know. It's just kind of odd. It's me sitting in a different location than this. Paintball ruined my life, headbands. See, look, you can get that all over one right there. People like the Explorer. I like the Explorer. The Wave's kind of cool. I'm a fan of that Wave one. But there's all kinds of different versions on here. $30, guys. Bingo, bango. Anyway, we're going to switch back. Get rid of that, too. The grills haven't changed much since they came out in 2007, 2008. The style is the same, just flexier. Yeah, really. I mean, I talked about that. I think when I did the review on the grill, yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what my take is too. But I think it's a good idea. I think that, you know, they're kind of the same mask. It has the same lens, has the same kind of style, same look. But people really liked the way the grills look. People really liked them. They did make it a little bit softer, and it definitely breathes quite a bit better too. So, Justin, I appreciate it, sir. $5 super chat, dude. You love going live. Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to do these, you know, 4 p.m. on Thursdays, consistently. We'll see. Don't forget to like the video, dudes and dudettes. It does help. I mean, you guys like and subscribe to things. It does help. It really does. I think super chats certainly help. It's way more helpful. I can tell you that directly. I can assure you that helps. Thank you, Justin. What the hell was they talking about? Grills. Yeah, the grill's kind of the same. Profiler will be 20 years old next year. Will it really? Wow. I love the Profiler. It's still one of my favorite masks. Where is my Profiler? I own a Profiler, I promise. I've got too many masks around here. There's one. The V-Force Profiler. I love these masks. Always liked this mask. Funny thing is, I had one of the very first ones of these. Man. I feel old. Hey, I had one of the very first versions of these, and they did not have these little bars right here. So it looked exactly like this. They just didn't put these little vertical bars right there. So you can kind of see that vertical bar right there, just kind of like, I don't know, filling up a little space there. And on the old ones, if you got shot just right through one of those vents, it would travel right through. God, the damn face tracking on this kills me. Yeah, you could get shot in the face, so a paintball would make its way through there on the original ones. It was pretty scary. I got shot right in the lip once, like boom, like holy shit. Like, you get bounced in the lip, it'll really wake you up. It was pretty scary. So I do like Profiler. It's a water polo ball, guys. Profiler Yeah, they're great. But man, being 20 years old next year makes me like feel real old. What is my favorite mask? I don't know. If I had to like pick one paintball mask to own, it would probably be the Carbon Zero Pro. Thomas says Proflex. I've definitely kicked people out if you're gonna do that nonsense. No more, no like it's crazy spammy stuff. Carbon Zero Pro. Actually, I wonder if Nightbot will kick people out. I should run Nightbot. Carbon Zero Pro. Yeah, I like the Zero Pro because it's very, very lightweight. It's very, very lightweight. I mean, it might be like literally might be the lightest mask right now, unless we get some weird cheap mask. It's definitely the lightest high-end mask. Carbon Zero Pro. My lighting is not really designed for this kind of stuff right now. I really like it. They're extremely breathable. It's extremely lightweight. I mean, you can just see the ventilation on the bottom. You can take the lenses out really easily. They're made really well. The lens is nice. I've worn this, I don't know, probably like 6 or 7 times. I like them. They're definitely expensive though. I mean, you're definitely gonna pay over $200. But it's really good, or there are cheaper things, like Thomas was like Proflex. The Proflex is great. I mean, the Proflexes are like $85 or something now though. So the price has gone up on those, but it's still, half the price of that carbon mask. Really like a third of the price. But I think that the Carbon Zero Pro is probably the best one. Something like that. The EVS. Yeah, a lot of people like the EVS. I'm not too big of a fan of the EVS. It looks so big. It looks weird to me. It's not as breathable as I would like it to be. Yep. Carbon mask's good. How long has it been since you used your Meteor? That thing's way. I sold that a long time ago. Like, as soon as I finished that video, I sold that gun. Unfortunately. It's kind of how all these videos work, I wish I could keep all of them, but you know how expensive it would be? It would be crazy. Crazy. Drill holes in your grill. What I would do, here's what I would do. So if you watch that video I made about the i5, here's what I would do. What I would do if you can is get a soldering iron. If you can get a hold of a soldering iron, you can heat that soldering iron up and like melt perfectly round holes. That's what I would do, but I probably wouldn't do it either. That's my official advice, is I wouldn't do it. It's probably not the greatest thing to do. World Cup's this weekend. It's so crazy that they'll like close the airport down. Man, just can't get a break, can they? Crazy. Soldering iron is freaking perfect. Someone recommended that to me after I did the video, and I was like, oh, that's like the perfect thing to do. Because like the drill's kind of wacky. It like, kind of grabs the plastic. It doesn't really drill that well. So you can't, it's just a little bit wacky. And then I tried to cut holes, and that didn't really work so great. Why are you drilling holes in math? Because they don't breathe that good. It's not the best idea. We shouldn't do it. I mean, you just buy a mask that breathes better, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. If the grill was more breathable, it would be the mask ever. Sure. Yeah, the grill's great. $4.99 super chat. I don't even know how to. We're not even gonna go for a name pronouncing. I appreciate that so much. I'm flying out tomorrow for Cup if the hurricane lays off. Really? Are you playing tomorrow? That's crazy. Wild. Man, it's not supposed to. I know I was looking at the weather and it's only supposed to rain today. It didn't think it was going to be fine for like a week, which is crazy. So yeah, hopefully it passes over fast and they're able to like get the tournament going and everything's fine. I really am kind of happy that the NXL decided not to try and run games today and they just canceled the whole day today. I think that a lot of the times when they try to run games in like crazy weather, you know, nets and poles get damaged and all kinds of stuff gets damaged. So I actually like how they decided not to play today and they like pushed everybody back a day. But I hope it works out. Like I hope that everyone can play and I hope people get games and I hope that people understand and there's not just assholes there that are mad at the NXL because, you know, stuff they can't control. So I know there's people mad already. I mean, we could not have tournaments, you know. It would be helpful. Sean, they were resetting fields this afternoon. Like, they took stuff down. I know there's probably like tons of stuff on like Facebook and Instagram, but I don't really do that stuff. So I don't really like see a lot of the breaking news. Yeah. Yeah, they totally canceled today's games. Totally. I saw that like, I don't know what I saw. I just saw like, I shouldn't say canceled. Yeah, I should say postponed. That's a much better word. Or I think Mauricio, that's right. Can't read sometimes because of the lights. Yes, delayed or postponed is far better than canceled because they're just going to plan the next day. Clown. Boop, boop, boop. Whoa! I'm trying to read comments, so people are saying about the tournament. But $9.99 super chat. I don't even know how to. I appreciate it so much. Can you show us fans Can you show us your favorite gun right now? I don't know how to take that. Can you show us your favorite gun right now? So like my personal favorite paintball gun and then like my personal favorite, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't really have anything cool, unfortunately. I don't own anything exciting. Honestly. My favorite gun is this. That is my favorite paintball gun. The Planet Eclipse EMEC. This is like totally stock as she can get. I love the things. I honestly, yeah. Oh. Maybe not EMEC. I guess you could say like ETHA 3M. I think that these things at like, $300. I mean, there's like literally no paintball gun I've ever owned that I have more fun playing with than this thing. Straight up. Like, it's just a lot of fun. I think that it being inexpensive and like it's shooting so well, something about it, it's just a lot of fun to me. So I love the EMEC or the ETHA 3M, which, really, if this, I would, probably rather have the ETHA 3M. The only reason I have this is just because I have it. Adam, I appreciate that, sir. I love this thing, like I will consistently, have guns to like review and stuff, and I can use them, but I choose to use. I'm like trying to get into the light. I choose to use that thing. Have you seen the Cherry Blossom Luxes? I believe so. I don't know. I don't remember the names of all these things either. I'm not really good at like, because they all have like, you know, kind of fancy, when they have all the like anodized names and stuff. They're all so crazy. It's like something, it's like nothing can ever be black. It's always like midnight or like, you know, I don't know. It's always good to have some fancy name. I think I even think of the cherry blossom ones in my head. So that's probably my favorite like paintball gun I own. But I think that like, I don't know, if like current production stuff, other than the EMAC, it's like, I don't know. I didn't really like my Geo 4 that much. I'm thinking about like other high-end guns or like other, the Damascus Luxus. Those were crazy. I definitely remember those. Those were wild. Man, I don't know about like other stuff that's like high-end stuff. I really want to see the CS3. I mean, we're at this time when like, you know, the CS3's out and that new DLS. So, I don't know. I really like to see both of those things before, you know, I don't know. You know. Brian, what'd you say? I feel like paintball in general, we're going to say, is very, very good now. What else would you think could improve? You know, I don't know. I think that like one of the biggest things that we suffered from for a very long time was just reliability and I think just overall quality. I mean, we look back to like 2005 or before then, the products just weren't as reliable as they probably should have been. You know, we were having lots of like stupid things happen. You're like, oh, my whole day's ruined because I broke this thing, or like this thing happened or something. So stuff really is so reliable. It does shoot really well. And like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different things that could happen or we could change, but I don't know if they'd be necessarily improvements. I think that the biggest improvement we could probably see would probably come from media content creation and production and stuff like that. I think that that's probably the thing that we're lacking the most is just creativity within paintball to somehow show it better or somehow feature it better or something like that. I mean, I think that that's the thing that paintball needs to improve on the most. I don't know if that's gear related. Because everything's pretty good. I mean, if we could get paint to be way cheaper, that'd be cool, but I don't think there's like a... if we could get paint to be way cheaper, it'd be great, but I don't think that's going to happen. Connor, we do need more companies for sure. But good ones, I'm with you on that. I mean, I think that Planet Eclipse is just like, I mean, they're so much better than everybody. It's just like mind-blowing. They really are so much better. It's crazy. At like every aspect, you know, at like dealing with broken customer guns, dealing with dealers, you know, wholesale, like quality, like everything's just so much better. We need more companies like that. But the reason Planet Eclipse, the hood on these sweatshirts is so heavy that like pulls back. Like, I hate the way it feels. We need more companies that are good, but Planet Eclipse can be good and they can, you know, offer all those, you know, good warranties and like, or whatever. And they can invest more money in their company because, you know, they have the money, right? Because they've just continually made good products, for sure. Yep. I think that all goes back to like making, somehow we need some media thing or some way to draw more people into paintball and get more paintball players. You know, if we had more paintball players, we'd have more companies, we'd have more diversity within products, we'd have a lot of stuff. If we look back to, you know, the old days, you know, 20 years ago or whatever, when I started playing paintball, there were a lot more, you know, paintball companies, there were a lot more players, I think. I don't even know if there were more players. One of the things I think about the old days is that there weren't any like really big, huge, super dominant things either. There were a lot of like new companies that were just starting up kinda, because paintball was new and exciting. So there were a lot of like companies starting up. And then as paintball kind of matured, a lot of those like, you know, rando weird companies kind of went away. Those people that weren't fully invested in paintball. Yep. I don't know. I think that, you know, I honestly have more fun playing paintball now. I think that when I go to the paintball field, I have more fun when I play. I purposely go to the paintball field and try to remember that I'm going to have fun and like just purposely have fun. I know that, you know, the old days or back then, guns didn't work. Stuff just had so many problems. And now you go to the paintball field and just stuff works. You know, I never have problems. You know, in getting that good, reliable stuff, you know, paintball equipment that just works all the time can definitely aid in fun. And it's not as competitive. You know, I go out there just to have fun. Whereas, you know, back in the day, we were playing on teams and going to tournaments and we had practice and it was like this whole thing. So now we just go and I just want to have fun. You know, if I play like 4 games, if I play 2 games and I had fun all day and it was a good day, then that's fine with me. I go there to like, you know, hang out and talk shop and just hang out and have fun. So I don't know. Yep. We used to get 80-90 people on each side on rec ball days at my local field. Now it's like 15 to 20. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that could be a lot of stuff, though. I mean, you know, around here, say Sacramento. I mean, yeah, you go to some fields and there's like, it's like, you know, 500 people there, and the other one's got like 15. So it's like, you know, I don't know. It's hard to. Okay, I don't know. Paintball attendance fluctuates based on the economy. Bad economy, less excess money to spoon. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's kind of true for everything. Yeah, I mean, that's literally, you know, everything. You know, they don't sell as many phones and TVs and cars and watches. Everything just slows down. Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, some people just don't live where paintball is easily played as much. You know, I'm in California, so we have, you know, paintball fields all over the place all the time. And if you live in, you know, Minnesota, there's actually a lot of paintball fields in Minnesota. If you live in like North Dakota, you know, there's just no people in North Dakota. And it's cold, so I don't know. Freddy Beans. Do you prefer the Geo 3.5 or 4? I prefer that 3.5. I don't know, though. I think that my personal Geo 4 shot a little weird. I don't think that it really shot as well as it could. And I much prefer the ergonomics of the 3.5. I think that the Geo 3.5 is probably the best handling gun I've ever played. Like, just use, you know, just holding it and like running and shooting and snap shooting and all that stuff. The 3.5 was probably the best gun. Yeah. I loved the ergonomics in the 3.5. So, yeah. I would say so. Yep. Hey, I had one for a long time too. I had mine for like, I think 2 years. I put maybe like 300,000 shots on it, something like that. It's quite a bit. Brass Eagles comeback win. Is JT comeback? Why not the GOAT? What? I don't understand. It'd be weird. I think it's odd how JT is like making stuff again. It's like, I don't know, they're just full on going nostalgia and like hoping that people that are old just buy JT stuff. And why did they release the Triad under the JT name? I don't know, man. Whoever's over there running GI Sports or Core or whatever, I don't know. I don't think they're doing a good job. I don't think they're doing a good job. I don't think they've been doing a good job since for like, the last 10 years, but whatever. Did you get rid of your 4? Is your EMEC your main now? Yeah, I got rid of the Geo4. I never used it. I literally had it for like a year and a half. And I was like, I've only used this like 4 times. I was like, I just don't. I don't know. When I go play paintball, we play with like the advanced players. It's like the advanced rec group. And, there's some electric guns in there, but a lot of mechanical and pump guys. So I just kind of, play with the EMEC most of the time. Yeah, I just found that every time I went out there, I just was like, oh, I'll use EMEC. I feel like I don't really like to shoot fast. I feel that like, when we're out there playing like, rec or whatever, even though we're playing with good players, it feels weird that I'm like just shooting like crazy fast. So I don't really like it. I actually like prefer to shoot a little slower and like, yeah, kind of take my time. I think that with the mechanical guns too, I find that I play a little bit more aggressive, which I kind of like. It's a little bit more fun for me. Shatner balls next week. Dude, William Shatner. Yep, that's fine. I don't know. So yeah, JT has come back. I knew it. I thought your comment had something to do with Oliver, but I was like, I don't know. JT has come back, and so has the old man named Oliver Lang. What has the world come to? Nostalgia is what the world comes to. We will always be nostalgic, right? So like, yeah, I mean, JT came back because there's so many people that are my age, late 30s or whatever, that started playing paintball in the early 2000s. So there's a lot of people that just look back to those days fondly, and they're just hoping that they buy stuff. That's why JT came back. Oliver came back, I think, because we, I hate to say midlife crisis, but I think that definitely not midlife crisis. I would say that as we all get kind of older, I think that Oliver realizes that like he has an opportunity probably to play with his friends and do all this cool stuff again. So why not? I would. Yep. That's funny. Old soul, you're like Tom K has a Shatner. Tom K has Shatner's EMAG. I remember like I don't know. I remember like Shatner ball. I remember like I wanted to say as soon as he said Shatner ball, I thought of automags. I don't know why. I'm envisioning like 2 of them. I'm envisioning 2. They're silver. I don't know. That's all I can remember. Oliver was bored. Probably not. I mean, they're starting Hormesis and all that stuff. He's got all that Hormesis stuff they're working on. He's lived in Bali forever. I'd come back. I mean, why not? I mean, he hasn't played in like 7 years. And, I think that Oliver's probably like, in a lot of our hearts, the best paintball player ever or something. But I don't know, man. I think that Ryan Greenspan is far past that legacy. I think Ryan is the man. Because Oliver left. Like, Oliver quit. Ryan stuck it out. Ryan was there when the team wasn't good. He never quit. He's always been there. Yosh and Alex have always been there too, I know. But Ryan's been that, like, driving force behind that team. Like, he's still there. You know, the Spick and Span show with Ryan and Alex. Ryan and, sorry, Kyle. I don't know why I said Alex. He's doing it. You know, he's doing it more than anyone else, and he's putting in more effort than any of us. That's for damn sure. So I think that maybe, you know, at one time when Oliver was really good, I think that Oliver was better than everyone, really. But Ryan's also been really good. You know, Ryan was like Scottie Pippen. You know, the fourth best player in the league, but he always played next to the best guy, so kind of maybe people overlooked him a little bit. I don't know. But his longevity is what I think's cool, so. Anyways. Ice. What else are we going to talk about? It's 10:36. No, it's not. It's 5:36. Brian, do I like auto mags? I don't know. I don't have I don't know. Like we worked, I've worked in paintball for a long ass time. I worked for a paintball store that sold auto mags. We were all about auto mags. They had it was like a semi-pro team, shot auto mags. The guy who owned this store, O. Pollock, is a goddamn paintball legend. We'll leave it at that. Auto mags, yeah. O is a goddamn paintball legend. He was sponsored by that auto mag. I never owned an auto mag. I don't know. I just never owned an auto mag. It just never happened. I've always wanted to own an auto mag. I've just never owned an auto mag. I think that during the time when I would have gotten auto mag, I kind of got an autococker instead. I probably shouldn't have. Autococker I had, it was a goddamn nightmare. I think it worked for 3 times for 4 minutes. I don't know, it's terrible. Could never get a thing to work. So I like auto mags, but I've never actually owned one. I think that I would like to own. It'd be really cool to own a mini mag, a right feed mini mag. I always kind of wanted a mini mag forever. Nobody named. Was he the no skill, no talent, just heart guy? I don't think so. O, I'll tell you. I'll show you O. Let's find pictures of O. Pollock. I think that's who you meant. Let's just search here first to see what happens. That's funny. Oh gosh, there we go. I mean, he was pretty famous back in the day, so stuff's still gonna come up online. Even magazines. That's so funny. Yeah, O. Pollock. O was one of the first guys to maybe let's browser it up. O was one of the first guys to not wear. Whoa, I got so many things happening here. Hold on. O was one of the first guys to not wear camouflage, so he was very famous for this right here, wearing these plaid kind of renegade tops. While everyone was wearing camo, he was the first guy to not wear camo. It was definitely known for that. He was very good. O is extremely good. I mean, he played back in the day. But yeah, he owned the paintball store that I worked at a long time ago. A very long time ago. Yep. O, I think O's I think his nickname, they called him O the Pro or something like that. Yeah, so even though working, for O and working at the store and all that stuff, I never actually owned an auto mag. Hooray, Abe. Well, paintball's on tomorrow. Paintball's on tomorrow, guys. GoSports.com. You can go watch NXL World Cup. We're going to find out what's happening. I mean, it might be like all crazy and rainy. Gary, I think, or Jerry, sorry. I guess it could be Gary. I thought of Geary, Indiana when I saw that new name. Geary. Do I have any old magazines? Not really. I think I've got like 2 or 3 or something like that. We've looked at old magazines on live streams before. Yeah, I was thinking about we could do that, but I don't have any of the cameras. Nothing's like set up. Yeah. Old magazine. Plus, it's like, wow, look at this. Hold on. Will not look at that. Gosh. Oh, that's why it's weird looking. Okay, guys. I appreciate everyone who comes by. I don't know if you've got like, you just want to like this video right now while you're in here. That always helps. If you want to go buy yourself some cool headbands and barrel covers, you can do that at the Paintball Ruined My Life store or shop at pbrml.shop, or you can just go to paintballruinmylife.com. Or just search badass headbands. Nah, that probably won't work. That probably won't work. Okay, I don't know what to talk about. So we're gonna go. You guys enjoy. It is the weekend, at least. It's Friday. So if anyone's gonna go play paintball, I know it's getting wintry out there. If not, go watch Go Sports. You'd be jealous of all the people playing in warm Florida right after the tropical hurricane. Tropical storm is what I meant to say. It's always nice kind of after a hurricane or like a storm. It's always like so calm feeling, right? So maybe it'll be like really nice. My friend is going to play in a tournament on DMG. Cool. Himalayan VC. Who are you? DMG Kids. I think it's cool. I really like the logo. It's really cool. I'm kind of jealous. It's really cool. Okay, guys. Enjoy the weekend. It's coming up here in a couple days. And you will see me again next Thursday. Maybe we'll have some even newer stuff to talk about. World Cup's coming up tomorrow. Really starting tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have some even cooler stuff to talk about. In the meantime,